The rusty swing set groaned beneath him, a lonely counterpoint to the chirping of crickets. Nathan, no older than 8, kicked his legs listlessly, his gaze drawn to his grandfather's house across the road. Even in the darkness, it seemed to loom, its weathered wooden door whispering secrets of a past the adults rarely spoke of, especially on nights like this, when the moon hung full and heavy in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the familiar landscape. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and the sweet perfume of jasmine flowers that climbed the walls of his grandfather's house, a house where his grandfather, with his slow, shuffling gait and eyes that seemed to hold the weight of ancient secrets, spent his days in quiet contemplation. He had burst into the house earlier, demanding food with the boundless energy of a child who knew no limits. "I'm hungry," he declared, prompting a weary sigh from his mother. His grandfather's wife, ever patient, had offered him a plate piled high with coxinha, pastel, and bolinha de queijo, savory pockets of warmth that exploded with flavor in his mouth. He had devoured them quickly, eager to explore the wonders of his grandfather's home, a place that always seemed both familiar and strangely unsettling. The full moon cast long, eerie shadows that danced and twisted like phantom limbs. He wandered towards the side of the house, where an old stone tank, used for washing clothes, stood like a silent sentinel. The moonlight bathed the area in an ethereal glow, revealing every crack and crevice in the rough, cold stone. A wave of dizziness washed over him, and the hairs on the back of his neck prickled. He turned towards the wall that separated his grandfather's property from the neighbors, his breath catching in his throat, and then he saw it. A creature, cloaked in shadows, but unmistakably larger than any dog he'd ever seen, its fur the color of the rich earth. It moved with an unnatural fluidity, limbs elongated and powerful as it sprinted along the wall. His heart hammered against his ribs, a scream tore from his throat. He pounded on the thick wooden door, his cries echoing in the night. "Well done!" his mother's voice scolded from within. "You want to go out and not obey your mother?" He continued to bang, his small fists aching, his breath coming in ragged gasps. The air thrummed with a strange energy, and the scent of damp earth filled his nostrils. He felt eyes on him burning into his back. He risked a glance back at the wall. 2 eyes, glowing with malevolent intensity, stared back at him. Finally, the heavy door creaked open and he stumbled inside, his small body trembling. His mother, alarmed by his frantic state, held him close, but her words were lost on him. All he could see were those eyes, those terrifying eyes that had burned into his soul. The years that followed were a blur, but the memory of that night cast a long shadow. Nathan refused to sleep without a light on, convinced that the creature lurked just beyond the reach of the dim yellow bulb. He moved from his childhood home to a new house, but one humid afternoon, while exploring the corridors, he stumbled upon a door leading to the back garden. Curiosity piqued, he peered through the grimy window pane. And there it was again, the Lobisomem, sprinting across the overgrown path, a terrifying reminder that the creature still haunted his world. Then, one full moon night in his late 20s, the howls began. They started as a distant lament. The neighborhood dogs fell silent, their barks replaced by whimpers. The howls moved again, stopping outside his window. He held his breath, the silence punctuated only by the creature's ragged breathing, the guttural growls. He lay awake until dawn, his mind a whirlwind. He thought of his grandfather, the quiet, mysterious man who always seemed to disappear into the night whenever the moon was full. He learned of the Lobisomem's terrestrial nature, its connection to the moon, its insatiable hunger. He learned of the curse, passed down through generations. His neighbor, an elderly woman, spoke of a creature with brown fur, pointed ears, and glowing red eyes. His mother-in-law, who had grown up in the countryside, shared stories of Lobisomens that roamed the dirt roads. These stories solidified his belief. He was not alone. The Lobisomem was real, a part of his heritage. And as he delved deeper into the lore, a chilling realization dawned. The curse might be his to bear. Thank you, Nathan, for bravely sharing your chilling encounters with the Lobisomem, for pulling back the curtain on the shadowy folklore that haunts the moonlit nights of Vila Santa Helena and the mysteries that linger in the darkness beyond. This is DeadNet Studios, where we explore the unexplained, where the rustling of leaves might be the Lobisomem's footsteps, and the shadows hold the secrets of a creature both terrifying and tragically human. If you have a story of the unexplained, a brush with the creature that walks on two legs yet howls at the moon, share it with us at deadnetstudios@gmail.com. Until then, may your nights be filled with light and your dreams undisturbed by the chilling echoes of the Lobisomem's cry.
Strange and the unexplained, we find our stories wildly untamed. With the studio's end, we take a little rest. We find the shadows every day.